fast, so young, so fast, so young. No talking too loud, our costly habits.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Arts Foundation Futures Awards 2022. I'm Mary-Jane Edwards, the Interim Director of the Arts Foundation, and we're so delighted that you could join us here this evening to celebrate all the artists and finalists. The Arts Foundation is a charity that awards artists and creatives in the UK with unconditional financial support. And since 1993, the foundation has given nearly £2 million to creatives. Our work champions the contemporary arts, and we believe that creative practice is integral to the well-being of society. We run an annual fellowship scheme through the awards, and each year the awards focus on a different and diverse range of art forms, where we hope we can make a real difference and be responsive to new areas of art practice. This year's categories are animation, materials innovation, music for change, theatre makers, and visual arts, with 5 artists receiving a fellowship of £10,000 and all artists receiving £1,000 towards their practice. So before we announce the 5 recipients of the awards, I'd like to welcome our very special guest of honour, who is one of Britain's most celebrated contemporary artists, Jeremy Deller, to say a few words. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you, Mary Jane, and thank you, Arts Foundation, for asking me to do this. By the way, that image that you see, the holding image, is not me. It's a piece of work I made. It's a candle of Rupert Murdoch that I burnt over a weekend in Australia. When I was first asked to do this, I really had no idea what I was going to say. My mind went totally blank. And then I realised that, in a way, the last 2 years especially have been an amazing time for artists and for creative people. I think we've really learned and seen about the power of imagery. We've had discussions, big discussions about public space, about statues, about the uses of public space, about our history. And these are all things, all areas that artists can take part in and make a difference in. And so in a way, even though it's been a terrible time, it's also been one of the most vital times for art and for us creative people. It's interesting because there's a huge poverty of imagination, I think, in contemporary life and contemporary politics, at least. And I think we're there to fill that gap, to fill that space. It's funny because for years I've been listening to very rich people, collectors, mainly art collectors, people with huge amounts of money go on and on about artists, about how artists are there to save the world and how we're like these special people. And I've never really believed them. And in a way I still don't, but I can understand now that maybe we are better at doing that than they are, even with all their huge resources. So for me, my tiny pieces of advice really are always go in for competitions, always seek out things like this or be open to them. And also really more than anything else, be open to collaboration, be open to other people to work with and know what you want to do, but always be flexible within that. But always think of people who you'd like to work with, who you know it would be fun to work with. Because often if you're working, especially in something that's difficult or upsetting, an area like that, if you work with someone else, the burden is absolutely shared. But also the power of multiple minds is really something that's really quite unique to human beings. So for me, that's something I always do with my work. And I think my most successful work is always when I've worked with a team of people or groups of people. And the public as well. Whenever I work with the public, they've always made the work better in ways I could never imagine. So those are my sort of parting thoughts. I'm going to be brief because I know you want to know if you got the prize or, how that's all going. But I would like to congratulate you for all nominees, not just the people that are winning in these categories. Awards like this are probably needed now more than they've ever been in the last 50 years, I'd say. So thank you again to the Foundation, Arts Foundation's Futures, for asking me to do this, and have a great night remotely, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. That was such a lovely way to start the ceremony. Thank you again. So without further ado, I am very happy to welcome one of the judges of the animation category, Birgitta Hosea.
Hi everyone, I'm Birgitta Hosea. I'm a time-based media artist and animator, and it's been my immense privilege to judge the Arts Foundation Futures Awards for animation this year. In my opinion, animation is the most exciting art form of the 21st century because it invites fundamental questions about time, motion, and the very life force that animates all of us. Now, all of the finalists that we chose have got completely different approaches to investigating animation at both the conceptual level and in its application and in its final form. And I and the other judges on the panel found the artists' respective work to be so layered, rich, and playful. And here's more about the category and the finalists.
The award for animation explores expanded and experimental animation as art practice, seeking out bold concepts and innovative uses of this diverse medium. The finalists are Savinda Bawal, Sophie Kokogate, Mary Stark, Petra Saman. Savinda Bawal's practice explores the interplay between the moving and the still, creating work that sits between the pre-cinematic and the digital. Sophie Kokogate works in what can be described as the untouched territory that lies between experimental and mainstream animation.
I think I've finally found the formula for total perfection.
What a beautiful day.
He's the one, ladies.
Mary Stark's films respond to the history, techniques and apparatus from textile practices adopted by filmmaking in the late 19th and early 20th century. Petra Saman's work shifts between animation, moving image and video games and uses a personal avatar to interrogate the potential of animation to challenge binary fiction such as East versus West and real versus not real.
I am delighted to announce that the recipient of the Arts Foundation Futures Award for Animation is Savinda Bawal.
For real?
For real.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, huge congratulations.
Thank you very much. I really don't know what to say.
What does it mean to you to receive this award in your career and your trajectory as an artist? What does it mean to you?
You know what? The biggest thing it means is that I can continue doing my work without having to apply for lots of things that I do at the moment. I do a lot of applications and I won't have to do that for a while. I can just purely concentrate on my work. And that is amazing. Any artist or creative can tell you that is a brilliant opportunity.
Congratulations again to you and all the other finalists.
Thank you. Well, next time I see you in the pub, I'm going to buy you a big fat pint.
Thank you, Birgitta, and so many congratulations to Vinda and all the finalists. Next up, we have the Theatre Makers Award, and I'm really happy to welcome wonderful category judge, Saad Said.
Hi, I'm Saad Said, Artistic Director and CEO of New Art Exchange. Being a judge for the Arts Foundation Future Award for Theatre Makers has been such an inspiring process. I truly believe that artists have the ability to change people's lives, and the work of the 4 finalists demonstrate this so clearly. I and the other judges found all the Theatre Maker finalists' work to be authentic, compelling, and above all, community building. And more than ever, we need their creativity, vitality, and ability to bring people together in our shared spaces, communities, towns, and cities. And before I announce the winner, here is more about the category and amazing finalists.
The Theatre Makers Award focuses on artists whose practice centres on participatory and co-created theatre. The finalists are Lee Hart, Anna Himali Howard, Helen Monks and Matt Woodhead of Lung, Conrad Murray. Lee Hart is a director, deviser and practitioner making ambitious theatre experiences with and for communities.
The taking of life has come easy to me, like squeezing a lemon or making a tea.
Anna Himali Howard is a director, theatre maker and dramaturg. She directs co-created shows with a focus on active listening. Helen Monks and Matt Woodhead's campaign-led verbatim theatre company Lung uses people's own words to tell their stories and make hidden voices heard.
When the tannoy calls his name, the doctor won't let me in, as per usual. Starts banging on about
Doctor-patient confidentiality is what they say every time.
Conrad Murray began his work in hip-hop theatre and started his own company in 2006, the Beatbox Academy, a homegrown performance collective for young artists.
Just an empty shell. The rest of me has left.
I'm privileged to announce the recipient and fellow of the Arts Foundation Future Award for Theatre Makers is Lee Hart.
I won the whole thing. Nah.
Many congratulations, Lee. And I'm pleased for you, as I like you are showing such a creative leadership in this space. We were all so inspired by your work and really believe that you can do so much with it. How are you feeling, or what does it mean for you to receive this award now?
Oh my God. Well, I can't really believe it for a start, but when I was just nominated, I was just blown away to have been seen and just, because here we are, all of us doing our little thing in quiet corners of the country. And I looked online and I saw the other kind of like people who were also getting nominated, and I was blown away with all these amazing things going on all around the country. And that in itself was like a win for me. Like, there's somebody else who, like me, is just doing something that they are passionate about, that they, for no kind of like recognition whatsoever, but that they just love what they're doing. And so in a way, although I've never met these people, I already feel like a part of a bigger community and inspired by so much more work just from having, been nominated. But man, it's like I'm just blown away.
Well, look, Lee, as I said, we've been so fascinated and so inspired by your work. And the reality is all the finalists and beyond the finalists, the work that has been going on during the last 2 years, and so many people winning the hearts of so many communities. But now and then you can see those artists who have the true potential of impacting specific communities. And as I said, we were just truly amazed and inspired by your work. And I can talk for me and for the other judges that we're just very excited to see what you're going to do with the award, and really excited about the next steps.
Thank you, man. That's amazing.
Well, congratulations again to you and to all the finalists. Thanks, and back to you, Mary Jane.
Thank you, Saad, and congratulations to you, Lee, and all the finalists. Next, we move to the Music for Change Award, and I'm really happy to welcome category judge Sam Lee.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam Lee. I'm a singer, I'm a conservationist and activist, and I'm also an alumni of the Arts Foundation community as a recipient of the Folk Music Award back in 2010. So it's an absolute privilege to be back here again, judging the Arts Foundation Futures Award for Music for Change alongside Edith and Gavin. And it's been an incredibly uplifting experience and inspiring to meet and discover so much amazing music. I think it must be said that music is possibly the most powerful social instigator of change. It's been there as the anthem behind so many social movements. Indeed, probably so much of this world is the way it is because of the way music has empowered people to bring about change in their lives and the world around them. So this is a very welcome award. I'm really pleased to see the Arts Foundation be pioneering this and supporting artists in bringing nature conservation, environmental awareness into their art, not just into their social media, but actually into the creations that they make. All of the finalists that you're going to hear have such passion and determination and have revealed so much insight and sensitivity to what's going on in the climate and ecological emergency. There was an enormous array of work that showed a tremendous love and appreciation of what is going on around us in the world. And all this is so utterly necessary and needs to be heard. But before I announce the recipient of the award, here's more about the category and the extraordinary finalists.
The Music for Change Award explores ecology, the environment, and the social and complex underlying themes related to the climate crisis. The finalists are Eliza Shadad, Max Barton and Jethro Cook of Slow Stepper, Love Sager, Hannah Tulicki. Eliza Shadad is a Cornwall-based musician and songwriter whose work often contemplates our relationship with nature. Eliza believes music can be a powerful forum to help communicate the stories of women whose lives have been deeply affected by environmental change. Slow Stepper is an experimental music outfit founded by two composers, theatre makers and environmental activists, Max Barton and Jethro Cook. The duo recently collaborated on a concept album called Terra, inspired by Gaia theory.
Welcome to our world. Is this the place in South London voiceless speak? I can't see them.
Love Sager is a musician, performing artist and songwriter whose work focuses on education, climate justice and environmental activism. Sager's recent work used music to highlight how air pollution afflicts the black community in South London.
Give us the facts, we don't want the facts.
Hannah Tulicki is an artist, composer and performer based in Scotland, specialising in working with voice. Hannah's work engages with questions about what it means to live on a damaged planet.
I'm very happy to announce that the recipient and fellow of the Arts Foundation Futures Award for Music for Change is Love Sager. That's you.
So I've won the thing.
You are the winner this year.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wow.
We are so happy for you, Sager. As a admirer and follower of your work, it's an absolute joy to see the smile on your face right now. How are you feeling, Sager?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And especially like getting the news from you as well.
Okay. It's not about me here, Sager. This is your night.
I know. But no, it's great. It's great. But I think it all comes down, you do all of these things and it comes down to music. And having a love for music and it's just fantastic. And Arts Foundation, thanks to the judges. And also when you look at all the amazing different people, whether it's fashion designers, whether it's illustrators, whether it's whatever who've won and become fellows, it's quite prestigious. So I'm very excited. So thank you. Yeah.
Sager, I know you must be in a massive adrenaline rush right now, but what does it mean to you to receive this award?
It's just fantastic because in a way, the more exposure I can get on what I'm doing brings more exposure on the different causes, and especially the social and the environmental causes. And it's fantastic. It's just a pat on the back, because you start off as a songwriter, you start off as an artist, and then now as you're doing more stuff in different working with galleries, working with museums, working with community groups, working with videographers all across the art, something like this, having that backing is a great kind of battery in your back just to push on. And and to keep doing more extravagant things, to keep doing more adventurous things, and just to get the message out there that, you know, we try and build a better world and a better society.
Well, congratulations again to you, and of course to all the finalists. But I'm going to pass back to Mary Jane now. Thanks, Sega.
Thank you, Sam, and congratulations to Sega and all the finalists. Moving on to the Materials Innovation Award, I am really pleased to welcome our esteemed category judge, Mark Miodownik.
Hello, my name is Mark Miodownik. I'm Professor of Materials and Society at UCL and a Director of the Institute of Making. Judging the Arts Foundation Futures Award for Materials Innovation has been an honour and a pleasure. All the finalists have demonstrated technical brilliance combined with creativity. And it was so good to see an emphasis on sustainable approaches to materials, as well as work that pushes the boundaries of what making really is, and bringing in multidisciplinary collaborations. I and the other judges are hugely excited about all the finalists and commend them for their innovation and their commitment to the practice. Here's more about the category and the finalists.
The Award for Materials Innovation brings together the extraordinary work of design, craft and creatives defining new contexts for materials-related practice. The finalists are Alyssa Brunato, Riccardo Cenidella, Guan Li, Patrick Morris. Alyssa Brunato's work challenges the implication of distantly made design choices in the fashion and textile sector. Alyssa has collaborated with material scientists to develop bioiridescent sequins made from cellulose, the most abundant plant-based polymer. Riccardo Cenidella sees design as a tool to create awareness about overconsumption and waste production. His work explores the ways in which we can transform throwaway material into functional objects. Guan Li is an architect, lecturer and founder of Grimsdyke Farm and co-director of UCL Bartlett's Material Architecture Lab. He explores digital fabrication and the inventive use of materials such as hempcrete alongside hands-on building processes. Patrick Morris began his own research into materials development by exploring atmospheric carbon absorbed by trees and removed as a waste stream of the paper industry. In 2015, he co-founded Carbon Forest Products to develop a new 3D printed carbon material manufactured from paper waste compositions.
I am delighted to announce that the recipient and fellow of the Arts Foundation Futures Award for the Materials Innovation is Alyssa Brunato.
Oh!
Congratulations, Alyssa!
Wow, thank you. Wow.
What does it mean to you to receive this award now?
Oh, I mean, I'm incredibly thankful, and especially now I'm on this journey of really looking into how a creative practice and researching more academically into a material solution. I'm on this journey at the moment of actually turning that into reality and being able to produce these products commercially. So being able to get an award like this is actually incredibly helpful right now on that journey of entrepreneurship. And yeah, ultimately allowing, more people to get access to these materials, which has always been my dream from the start. So thank you. I think, yeah, it's amazing. Wow.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Probably good to say that I commend everyone that goes down the path of material innovation. It's quite accessible now to look at biomaterials, but it's not easy, and it's not easy to sort of enter the market and take it beyond a creative project. And I think, I just commend anyone who takes the challenge on thinking about things differently and just sort of, creating a space to kind of see what happens and be innovative and try new things. I think that's how change will happen. So I think these sorts of fundings is amazing because it allows space to be able to do that. So thank you. to the Arts Foundation and everyone involved, and the other participants have amazing work. So I commend them also. Thank you.
Congratulations again to you and all of the finalists.
Thank you, Mark, and congratulations, Alyssa, and all the finalists. So the final award this evening is the Visual Arts category, and I'm very happy to welcome the artist Oreet Ashery.
Hi, everybody. My name is Oreet Ashery, and I'm a visual artist. It has been meaningful to be part of the Visual Arts Award during times in which sustaining one's practice can be challenging. The caliber of all finalists is outstanding, many of whom are working across mediums and engaging in deep and meaningful work and questions, taking risks and building complex worlds for us to see and experience. So before I announce the recipient of the award, here's more about the category and incredible finalists.
The Visual Arts Award focuses on artists working across installation, sculpture, film, photography, sound, painting, and interdisciplinary art form practices. The finalists are Eddine, Saad Misha, Shanice Oretha, Levita Sivangu. Eddine is an interdisciplinary visual artist whose practice references queer thought and feminist theory and highlights the processes and power structures framing the Black experience today. Saad Misha tests the extent to which their body is both freed and restricted within gender and performance, their perception, their queerness, and their interactions with the world. Using poetry, film, photography, and textiles, Saad documents the evolution of their understanding and identity. Shanice Oretha believes in sound's mobilizing potential and maintains listening as an embodied practice. Shanice draws inspiration from the approaches to listening and sound in the texts of Black women writers and the improvisatory and expressive strategies of Black avant-garde music. Levita Sivangu's work explores space and place, collective work, storytelling, and performance, and gathers and samples displaced voices into holding and healing environments to explore sites of remembrance.
I am delighted to announce that the recipient and fellow of the Arts Foundation Futures Award for Visual Arts is Levita Sivangu.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm happy to share this moment with you. Thank you so much.
Me too. Couldn't be better.
Oh, thank you. That's really, woo.
Maybe it's a good moment to ask in that moment what it means to you.
It means a lot. I feel like we've all gone through a hell of a lot the past couple of years. And for me, I gave birth. I brought a new life into the world just a month before we went into lockdown in the UK. And after that, the world changed. The world changed. And my relationship between two continents has been challenging. All of the difficulties of traversing these spaces in this time. And there are challenges there, but also I've never felt my network of my peers, of my friends, of my family in such an important and intense way. So to me, this award, the financial reward of that means that I can breathe more. I can mentally occupy another space of continuing, of having momentum and making and practicing and being visible as a mother with my son in the art space in that we occupy. And it's also about acknowledgement, public acknowledgement. There's been a quietness and perhaps a very, for many of us, a connected way, but an isolated experience in how we've been moving. And for me in this moment, there's something about coming out of that in another way. And yeah, just feeling very grateful.
It's incredible to hear you and feel you, and I'm really just looking forward to see what next, whatever it is, you know. Congratulations again to you and all the finalists. And I think we'll go back to Mary Jane now.
Thank you, Oreet, and huge congratulations, Levita, and all the finalists. So before we conclude, we have a message from Arts Foundation Fellow and Ambassador, the film director Asif Kapadia, and Chair of the Arts Foundation Board, Hal James. So a huge thank you from me for joining us.
Hi, I'm Asif Kapadia. I am the ambassador for the Arts Foundation, also a past fellow. I was lucky enough to win the award for film directing way back in 2001. The award had a real profound effect on me. It gave me security, it gave me some confidence. I wasn't in a mad rush to have to find another project. I could take my time and work out what I really wanted to do next. So I've always been really grateful, and I've always tried to do whatever I can to give something back to the Arts Foundation. It's been an amazing evening tonight. Congratulations to all of the artists and everyone who was nominated and everyone who won. Well, it just shows what an amazing kind of range of creatives we have here in the UK. Hopefully, you know, I won way back in 2001. I'm hoping the Arts Foundation continues on and is there to support artists across the board for many years to come. The only way it can do that is by having people who support the foundation. So if you are interested in supporting future artists, please do donate via the website. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Hello, I'm Hal James. I'm the chair of the Arts Foundation. It's been wonderful to see the extraordinary work of all the artists and to hear how vital the Arts Foundation's support is and continues to be. I want to say a big thank you to two people, Shelley Warren and Mary Jane Edwards, who've done a huge amount of work through this year to make these awards possible. On behalf of all the trustees of the board, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the awards. Firstly, all the artists who have been truly inspired. Our wonderful category judges and nominators for their insights, care, and attention. And our friends and award supporters for your partnership and belief in the importance of art and creativity. The David Collins Foundation, the Maria Bjornsson Memorial Fund, the PRS Foundation, and the Yoma Salzburg Estate. Thank you, one and all, for all that you've done for us and helping the Arts Foundation this year, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.
Gold is not the people, it's your mineral extraction. We don't need hyperbole or distractions. Give us the facts, we don't want the factions. We have the people, we have the stories. Show us the pictures, not allegories. More than just the posters on the street. This is where we live, die and eat. So if you want to break bread with me, then come and take a seat. Do we really care? Yeah. 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 Do we really care? 'Cause we'll fight for our right. Welcome to our world, South Circular. It's more than a thoroughfare for people who want to live, breathe, and reside here. And if protest is to be banned, is it not underhand? For those of us who don't want to work hand in glove, we just want to have a hand in love. Look after your family, stay alive, please. HGV 6 axles, 44 tons, 2 inches and 54 foot on top of that. As it circles around our south, happily chugging and leaving our children's lungs black. NO2 means something to me, but what does it mean to you? Or do you not care? Because you think you're in an area that's for the well-to-do. But it's not about wealth or taste. Carbon monoxide will get to you too, no haste. Now let's see what will happen. Respiratory bad patterns can't even get the man at the top.